Hey friends, welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host, Mark Guido, and welcome to spring. It is so gorgeous out. Here we are now in the middle of March, and this is the time of year that in many parts of the country can be very much up and down. It could be gorgeous like this on a nice warm day, or like it was here yesterday, it might even be snowing. Matter of fact, Shakespeare warned us to beware the Ides of March. But the middle of March is a great time if you're an RV camper, because this is the time of year that we're taking preparations to get our campers ready for an entire summer of camping ahead. And we're no exception, getting our new rig ready with a few of the finer details that we want to have installed for our RV travels, our own grand adventures this coming summer. Now that's what we're going to share with you in this episode. We're going to go through some solar panel upgrades that we're doing, some transition to lithium iron phosphate batteries. We're going to show you a more convenient way to stow your sewer hose, and we're even going to give you a chance to win your own set of LED road flares for your own safety as you travel on your camping season coming up, your own grand adventures. So stay tuned. Now, one upgrade that we had planned on installing and filming to share with you on this episode was a front shade for our awning to provide some shade from the afternoon sun. We got about halfway done filming that and realized that Camping World had shipped us the wrong size. So that's going to have to wait for a future episode. In the meantime, we've been assembling the components we need to upgrade our solar power on the roof and to transition to lithium iron phosphate batteries. So right now, what we have on the roof that came from the factory is a single 190 watt Go Power solar panel. They also gave us this port to carry the wiring down to our charge controller. You can see that what I've already done is put a 3-to-1 connector on each one of those MC4 connectors. I'm going to put another 200 watt panel from Renogy over here and another 200 watt panel from Renogy over there. That's going to give us 590 total watts of solar in order to charge our new lithium battery bank. So KZ also installed at the factory this 30 amp Bluetooth enabled PWM solar controller from Go Power. It's mounted in the wall, flush mounted, right near most of our other controls in the RV. Now, I would have preferred an MPPT controller because they're far more efficient than PWM solar controllers in charging the batteries. And in fact, it's my understanding that the 2021 model year, KZ did start putting in an MPPT controller. The problem that I've got is this thing is flush mounted. It's 7 point something inches wide. It's 4 point something inches tall. And I cannot find an MPPT controller with similar dimensions that would be flush mounted, or even a remote solar controller with a display that mounts here with roughly these dimensions. So I would end up with a rather weird shaped hole in the wall that I would have to find some way to rectify. For that reason, I'm going to stick with the PWM solar controller for now. I know it's only 30 amps, but Go Power does say that it's good for up to 600 watts of solar. And by the time we're going to be done with this project, we're going to have 590 watts of solar. So on paper, it should work. It's not as efficient in charging as an MPPT controller is. That'll convert excess voltage into more amps, more charging amps. But for now, this is going to have to do the trick. Perhaps someday in the future, we'll find an MPPT controller that will fill the hole that's left in the wall from this controller and give us the ability to expand our solar array even further if necessary down the road. Now here's our battery compartment. What we have in there now are two wet cell 12 volt batteries that came from the dealer. We're going to be replacing these with 3 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries from Battleborn. I'll have one here. I'll have two stacked right back there where that white battery box is. And that'll give us the capability of actually expanding to 4 batteries if we decide that 3 are insufficient for our needs. Now, our Durango came from the factory with this sewer hose carrier already installed, which I thought was a really nice touch from KZ. The only problem is you can see it doesn't go all the way across the trailer, the width of the trailer. So it's only long enough for a single 15-foot section of hose. We actually carry 3 10-foot sections of Rhino-Flex. That gives us flexibility in the length of the run from our trailer to the sewer connection in the park. So I wanted something that would allow us to carry all 3 sections this way and not take up bin space in the basement area. So I ordered this one directly from the manufacturer D&W, the same manufacturer that made the other one. But this one is actually a telescoping unit that allows you to achieve almost whatever length you want within, of course, the parameters. And we've got this one going from frame rail to frame rail, one side to the other. And if I open the door over here for you, you'll see I've got 2 sections of Rhino-Flex hose sitting right inside there, which is very, very convenient. I have this mounted right next to the sewer hookup. And you can see all I had to do was use self-tapping screws and lock washers. I use stainless to make sure that I don't have any rust issues. But basically screwed it right through the frame with the same on the other end. I have access to the hose from either side, but of course the sewer side, the driver's side, makes a lot more sense. Those little locking doors will keep the hose secure. Now, I know a lot of you folks have made these yourselves with the proper diameter PVC pipe and end caps and using metal straps to attach it to the frame or what have you. I'm lazy. I thought it was easier just to get the ready-made product direct from D&W. But this will be a really great way to carry all 3 sections of our sewer hose outside the trailer, where it's not going to make a mess, it's not going to add any smell, and it's not going to take up bin space in the basement storage area. Now, another thing I wanted to share with you is this nifty set of LED road flares that was sent to us by a company called Hokena. It comes in this nice little package that you can keep in your trunk or underneath the rear seat of your truck. What you have in here are 5 LED road flares. And they throw in a few extras, including a safety whistle, a couple of space emergency blankets, the Mylar blankets, and they even include this mountable handy seatbelt cutter and window smasher for an emergency exit from a vehicle. But those are ancillary to the primary product, which are these LED road flares. Each one is powered by a set of batteries, user replaceable batteries. It also does have a flashlight function, and there's a magnet on the back to be able to attach it to your vehicle, or there's also a hook that you can pop out. If my fingernails will do their trick, there we go. You can use to hang this. You can also, of course, put them out on the road behind your broken down vehicle. Let's take a look at how these things work at nighttime. These things are actually pretty bright. They would do a good job of bringing attention to the fact that your vehicle was stuck on the side of the road. All the controls are handled by a single button right here, and you press it repeatedly to cycle through the different modes of operation. This one is kind of like a rotating pattern, a flashing pattern, a slower flashing pattern, kind of a kaleidoscope pattern, an SOS message, steady bright, steady dim, only on one end, and the flashlight. Now, the couple of more points to add about these, they are highly unbreakable. I mean, you can drive over one of these things and they will not break. They are also extremely waterproof. So you can have these sitting out in the pouring rain, warning oncoming drivers of your disabled vehicle on the side of the road. Now, Ben over at Hokena assures us that they have a complete, no questions asked return policy. If you are not happy with these, you can immediately return them for a full refund. They are available on Amazon as either a set of 2 or a set of 5, like we have shown you here. The set of 5 costs $54.99. It is available on Amazon. We'll put the link right down below in the video description if you'd like to go purchase a set for yourself. However, we're also down below giving you a chance to win one of these sets of 5 LED road flares for yourself for free. There are multiple ways that you can enter. We're going to leave the contest open until March 26th, 2021. So go on down below, click right now, and good luck to you on your chance to win a set of these 5 LED road flares from Hokena. Now, coming up next Wednesday, we're going to get started on those solar panel enhancements and the lithium battery upgrade. So if you're not yet a Grand Adventurer, this is the perfect time. Go smash that little red subscribe button, the one right down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, and ring that notification bell to be sure that you come along on each and every Grand Adventure that we air every Wednesday evening. We would be honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family, and on social media. Understand that it is extremely important to us that if you like this episode, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up down below. And while you're down below, that's where you'll find the comments section, where we'd love to hear from you after each episode. So until next week, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.